My eyes are taken to the
It is... It is very bright, isn't it?
It is. I just can't see.
Yeah, strange, because it's very cloudy, but...
And rainy.
And rainy. So we
Not
thought...
bright this second.
No, it's not raining right now. So we thought...
we would go somewhere else today.
Yes, no, we have been there before, but there have been some changes to the museum in Truro. There have been, recently, we haven't been able to get there, have we?
Oh yeah, that's not where we were going to go today. We were going to go somewhere else, but the rain has paused that plan.
Yes.
So our backup plan
is now underway, kind of.
We've got good at these backup plans.
We have. Anyway, welcome to another episode of The Bright Side. We're heading up to Truro, so let's go check it out. It's a bit busy, isn't it? Luckily, going in the opposite direction, we've got sort of flow, haven't we? Heading
we tend
up to Truro
right,
from.
We come out of Penzance.
Yeah.
A lot of the traffic's heading towards Penzance and Ives.
Yeah.
So we tend to hit it the right way round.
It's half term, as we're recording of this. Made it to Truro, to the Moorfields multi-storey car park. This place has been closed for ages, months and months and months. When I say closed, you can park in the exterior section and the lower level here, along with the sort of like, it's not a basement, but the bit that's lower than that. But all of the upper sections, all boarded off. I don't know if there's some sort of structural integrity issue, which kind of begs the question, if there's a structural issue with the structure, then why the heck are we allowed to park underneath it? I suppose ultimately it has been deemed safe from that point of view. But yeah, it's been like this for months and months and months. I don't know what their plan is with this, because it is a significant parking structure here in Truro. So yeah, if you know anything, if you have any knowledge about why this is not being utilised fully, let me know in the comments. Yeah, it's a shame about the weather actually, although it's relatively bright now, but the kids were looking forward to our original plan, so they were okay. It took a little bit of arm twisting to say that we had an alternative plan put in place, but what sealed the deal was when we told them that potentially afterwards we've taken to BK for a sneaky sort of burger lunch. So we'll take you to the museum, don't moan, we'll take you to BK after. And as I always say, look up at some of these old buildings. Quite charming really, I like them. And of course you have this sort of 1980s monstrosity, maybe a bit earlier, I don't know. And you get back to the nice old buildings again. I mean, who in their right mind thought that would be in place, like in keeping? I'm going to build this because it's in keeping with the street. We might do our usual a minute and just pop into Starbucks. Why not? How's your little treat, Age? What did you have? Those little pop cake things, didn't you? Is it nice? It looks like you're enjoying it. And you chiseled all the chocolate off.
Yeah.
All right. And there is your refresher thing. All done in Starbucks. Look at the weather now, Mama Bear, isn't it typical? We probably could have. Yeah, maybe. I suppose it has been hit and miss, isn't it? Anyway, all done in Starbucks. We are now heading to the museum, and I think it's quite cool, the museum, because only a couple of years ago it was slated to close, wasn't it? Because of like a lack of funding, and somehow they were able to, secure more funding, and it is still open, which is good, because how can Cornwall not have, a museum? Or, it's sort of significant museum, if you know what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean. Just had a mini panic then when I saw all of the sort of like this scrim stuff here. I thought, oh no, don't say it's closed. I think it is open, we just got to circumvent this. Okay, like I said, mini panic over. It looks like they're doing some work actually just to make it all look quite nice around the front. So, all right, let's head in. Heading in, yeah, it's very different actually, because like all the cases around the sides have like been all done or removed. And what you have now is you have all of these cases with all the exhibits in this sort of situation. So, all right, because what you did, you started around here, which was like the ancient, like Stone Age stuff. So they've definitely changed up how it's all presented. So yeah, looking forward to this. Do like a good museum. Loving this here. It says a Red Lion Hotel ridge tile. This gargoyle guarded the roof of a famous Truro hotel built in 1671 by Samuel Foote's family. The hotel was destroyed when a lorry drove into it in the 1960s. What a shame. But look at this, like this foul beast that used to sit on the roof of the Red Lion Hotel. I wonder where the Red Lion Hotel used to be. I might have to investigate that. Gorseth Kerno, I think that's how it's pronounced, founded by Henry Jenner and Robert Morton Nance in 1928 as an order of bards. They celebrate and preserve Cornish culture, its words and traditions. I wonder, I could become a Cornish bard, because wouldn't I look magnificent dressed with that on my head? Like a little drawing here of the Gorseth. I think it, like I said, I think it's pronounced Gorseth, because the DH is a th. But yeah, 1933, picture there by Herbert Truman. Got a little engraving there of Dolly Pentreath. Allegedly, it looks like she's got a beard. What the heck? Allegedly the last person to speak Cornish, but I think that's been a little bit debunked. I think because, you know, people speak Cornish now. I think what it was, I think she was the last individual where Cornish was her first language. She could allegedly speak a little bit of English, but apparently refused to speak English because, you know, again, Cornish was her primary language, and I think she obviously saw it as the fact that her own language was dying out. But other people did speak Cornish, it's just they could speak English as well. Just checking out this long case grandfather clock. This clock does more than just tell the time. The revolving globe shows the phases of the moon, and a dial tells the time of high tide, made by Topping in London between 1700 and 1747. How amazing is that? You know, you think like all the technology today, I get it, we can kind of predict tides, well, you know, tides, weather, all that sort of stuff. But I mean, to have made this clock in like 1700 or thereabouts, it just blows me away.
I want to show you something.
Oh, what are you going to show me?
Well, it's the closest we're going to get to it for a minute. But this is where we tried to go the other day when we ended up in Zena.
Yeah, so the other day when we went to Zena, we were planning to go to Chichester because AJ is learning about Iron Age houses and stuff like that in school. So we thought we would take him to Chichester, but it was closed. Don't know why it was closed. I don't think it's closed indefinitely, but it's just closed. I don't know what they're doing there, but yeah. So as Shelley says, this is as closest as we're gonna come to Chichester in the near future. Actually, I really like the layout of this. It feels easier in some ways to kind of walk through, if that makes sense. I don't know. Have you guys visited the museum here in Truro since this fairly major refurbishment, which took place a few months ago? If you have, just let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Because, you know, like I said, it was only a couple of years ago where this place was slated for closure. They were going to close this place, which I'm really glad that hasn't happened. This was Winston Graham's typewriter, which I find amazing. Of course, if you're unfamiliar, Winston Graham was the author who wrote the Poldark series. And it just says, using this typewriter, he wrote the Poldark novels and several screenplays. His novels are set in Cornwall, blah, blah, blah. We all know about Poldark. But just think that he wrote Poldark on that. Amazing. I wonder if authors nowadays could even use a typewriter. You know, we're so used to like Microsoft Word, for example, where you You have so many sort of things, so many resources. You can go online, blah, 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 spell check, etc. You can use a thesaurus, all sorts of aids and tools to help you write a book or any sort of project. And literally, this is just, you know, oh, I've made a mistake. You've got to tear the page up. There's no date on this obios, but check out that old obios, like, mask. Amazing. Like this fist ornament found in a stream below Nan Stalin Fort, or Roman fort near Bodmin. The clenched fist was a symbol of military strength. Placed over the entrance gate, it represented power over local people. Interesting. Loving these like children's shoes. They're amazing, look at that. It states there, children's shoes. People believed that shoes offered protection and could trap a witch inside them. These were placed in a clome oven? I don't know what a clome oven is. I think I'm pronouncing that right. A clome oven by the chimney to protect the family. Huh, how about that? The horse, look at the size of that. Look at that great vertebrae with John Wesley painted on it. We did go up to Gwennap Pit a few months ago, so if you want to see our Gwennap Pit video, I'll leave a link in the description. Yeah, I'm not going to show every single item here on display because that would, you know, be a little bit overkill. You have to come up for yourselves to check out this lovely little museum. Actually, I mean, look at that building. I mean, it is lovely looking, isn't it? How amazing is that? Okay, I'm going to pop into the Rashley Gallery. It's dark and spooky in here. I wonder what all this is. I wonder what this is about. Oh yeah, I think they had this here before. I want to say it was it upstairs before? I can't remember. It might not have moved. Like I said, it's been a while since we've been here and the museum has been altered a little bit, but I think this is all the stuff with all the mining history. I'll have a proper look in a minute, but I think you've got like yeah, haven't you got all like the rocks and all this sort of thing here on display? Yeah, I think this is all here before. Interesting. Look at this beautiful colours. It's all like dug up from the ground. I can't pronounce half of them, but look at those like spiky things, crystals or whatever. They've obviously got a name, but I'm not really into geology, so I don't know exactly what all this stuff is. Look like you've got a QR code down there, so you can kind of scan. Maybe it'll tell you some information. Yeah. This is quite a nice painting. It states unknown artist, so obviously we don't know who painted it, but it just says Cornish mining scene. We did go up to the King Edward mine up at, I want to say Truro, which was very, very interesting. If you like your Cornish culture, your Cornish industrial history and whatnot, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see that video, and also I'll leave the links for our Geevor tin mine video. In fact, it was such a long video that we split it in half, so I'll put the links to part 1 and part 2 in the description. Oh, check this out, look. The Dolcoath Mine Limited registered office. A significant number of my ancestors on my mum's side were miners. Quite a few of them worked in Dolcoath Mine. I think Dolcoath was the deepest mine in all of Cornwall. Thousands of feet deep. Look at this. Look at this gate. I don't know if it's the same one that they had here before. They had another gate coach used to be positioned just there. I don't know if it's the same one. I'll try and find the information about it, but there are lots of animals all over it. What the heck? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same coach. It states here, travelling in style. This coach is amongst the oldest surviving coaches in Britain. It was originally made for the Spanish ambassador, who then could not afford it. It fell into the hands of the Hawkins family in Kent, who brought the coach back to Cornwall in 1750. With most Cornish roads being pothole-ridden, dirt tracks, the luxurious coach was out of place. The vehicle was rarely used, but cost the Hawkins 15% of their household expenses. Crikey, that's an expensive coach. I suppose they maybe just kept it as a bit of a, you know, sort of like a bit of a status thing. Isn't that wild? Look at that. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's the coach that was here before. Right, one thing I am interested in is whether the ancient, gallery is still here with all the Egyptian stuff and the Roman artifacts and stuff. There was a few Roman stuff down there, but I think that was more locally found Roman artifacts, whereas a room up here, certainly it used to be, unless it's moved or gone, it was, I don't know, there was lots of cool ancient artifacts in there, so let's go and see if that is still there. Just on my way there, I always liked this portrait. This portrait used to hang downstairs, but it is of Anthony Payne, who was known as the Cornish Giant. 1680, and he was 7 foot 4 inches tall, and he was from Stratton, which is, if you're unfamiliar, Stratton is right up by Bude. It's almost on the English border. But look at that, look at allegedly 7 foot 4. And what you can do, of course, is you can stand here and then measure yourself against him. Strange that he's listed as 7 foot 4, but here it's metric figures. Who uses metric figures for their height? Because what's that? I mean, I don't know, what am I there at? 180? Don't exactly know what that is in feet and inches, but anyway, he was pretty tall. So you go from the tall to the short. And this chap here, James Northcote, 1746 to 1831. Black John of Tetcott or something. Black John was a dwarf and hunchback under 4 feet in height, whose many party tricks in his role as jester included swallowing and retrieving strings of live mice. Okay, there you go. So he swallowed strings of live mice and would then pull them back out. Excellent party trick. Yeah, this really is a nice museum, actually. There's quite a few people in here, but it's not busy, if that makes sense currently. So actually it's quite nice just to amble around the museum. You can take your time. The kiddos, by the way, if you're wondering where they've gone, they are just downstairs in there. Oh, they're right there, look. Hey! AJ's just diving on the floor. I don't know what he's doing. Yes, they're still here, unwrapping the past of British Museum Partnership Gallery. So this is where the all the ancient stuff is. We have showed this before. We have covered this quite extensively on the channel, so I'm not gonna again go for, show you every single artifact, but I will just cast it around very briefly. I like this. This is the reconstruction of head of Iset Tef Nacht or something, and he is, I believe, the mummy. I'm pretty sure he's the mummy. I'll just double check that, because if you go in this direction, you'll find, yeah, here we go, look, that's Iset Tef Nyack, I assume that's how it's pronounced. And here he is. There is the actual mummy, which is quite strange. I don't know how I feel about filming mummies, really, because you're filming like a dead body, aren't you? It's one of those strange ones, you know. Do you kind of film them? Do you film them or do you not film them? I don't know, it's a bit weird. His little feet there sticking out and whatnot, but yeah, I don't know. Like you say, do you film these guys or do you not? But I suppose ultimately they are here on display. I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? Like, ultimately, you know, albeit an ancient, but like dead bodies on display. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments. Loving the cat. That was one of my favourite things here. A mummified cat. I wonder if we'll have that done to Eugene and Tobias. Goodness. This bit here is roped off, so I'm obviously not going to go down there. But I'd love to have a little look around there. I wonder what's down there. But I want a closer look at this. City of Truro, a table of porter's charges. Kind of zoom in on it there and kind of see it, but I want to kind of get up close to it, but I can't. All right, all done, heading out. Heading into BK. Hopefully it's not too terribly busy in there. We'll find out. We've just put our order in. Very, very busy. So we've got the order to take out and then we're going to go and eat it in the park. That way, I think. Definitely not as slick as McDonald's. McDonald's far superior when it comes to the organisation of things. Okay, heading out with like our feast. We actually didn't like go crazy. We haven't like bought a load of stuff, but it's obviously because it's a takeout order. It's in a geeked bag. Right, we need to remember how to get to the park. I can't remember which way. I think it's this way, isn't it? Okay, cool. Shelley's confirmed that it's this way. Okay, made it into the Victoria Gardens with our food. The wind has picked up, so I'm hoping that it's not going to be bringing rain with it, but we'll try and find a little spot where we can sit down and enjoy this like Burger King goodness. I thought for a minute that was an interesting wood carving, and then it's just like a tree stump. Made it to this central zone. This area was under reconstruction for quite a long time. Well, nice to see it opened up and finished. Yeah, it's good. Right here by the rather ornate bandstand. Just gonna sit there. You know, I feel sprinkling. It's starting to rain.
Of course it is, because we're about to eat.
Like these rather soggy looking halloumi fries. Look at you chowing down there on. You went with the double
bacon
cheeseburger, didn't you?
Yeah. Not bad size.
Yeah, no, it's good. I always kind of, I never know really which I prefer really, like BK or Mickey D's. I mean, consistently McDonald's are always what they are, aren't they? Where, I don't know, I don't eat enough Burger King. Well, I don't really eat masses of Mickey D's. It makes it sound like I eat McDonald's all the time, but we don't really eat that many Burger Kings because there's not one close to us. You know, other than this. I mean, I can't really think of any other Burger Kings in Cornwall. Are there any Burger Kings in Cornwall apart from this one in Truro?
I couldn't say with confidence whether there is one in Newquay or not.
No, there might be a Newquay. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you know if there's another BK in Cornwall. I went with the double Whopper and it came with some sort of like spicy mayo. Size-wise, it looks good. Bit of salad in there. That was a little passing shower, wasn't it? It's stopped now, but we're gonna have some of this BK goodness. It's just a Burger King. It's fine. Kids have migrated into the bandstand. You can see AJ there, Tilly peeking out at us. Also went with these bacon and cheese loaded fries. They look alright. You've just had was it alright?
It's just like squidgy American cheese.
Squidgy American cheese. It's like the worst thing ever, but it's just like so ridiculously good when you have it.
Yes.
Hey, Steve. You're rocking. In fact, they're AJ's glasses. I know Matilda was wearing them, but they're AJ's glasses, aren't they? His little Minecraft.
It got a bit bright and I left my sunglasses in the car.
It did, and then the lens fell out.
And then the lens fell out, but I fixed it.
Yeah. So, Plan B worked out really well, actually. I enjoyed the museum. I like the layout in there. I think they've done good with the sort of refurbishment that was a few months ago. We have been trying to get up to Truro, and cover the museum, but planets haven't aligned.
Anywhere, so it was fun.
Yeah, and like I said earlier on in the video, to think that it was like under the on the chopping block a couple of years ago. So I'm really glad that like finances have been sorted out there, grants, funds, whatever, however it's done.
I don't know if Bryce said when we got there, but it was £10 per adult to get in. Children are free, but that gives you a free entry for a year for the adults.
Yeah. So the kiddos didn't pay to get in, and actually 20 quid. So we can now go back as many times for 12 months, can't we? Which is a pretty good deal, actually. I think that's a really good deal. We are going to leave the video there. I do hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, smash the bell, check us out on all of our socials at the Bryce side. There's a train going over the viaduct over there.
Another one.
So from us to you, cheers and gone. And the BK, Burger King. It was a thing. It was just shy of 40 quid for everything we had. We had a couple of extra bits and pieces, but it was all right. I think McDonald's.
McDonald's is better.
I think McDonald's would win that one for sure. So anyway, right.